Airsoft is a supplier of many high-end items, we appreciate that many airsofters out there buy things on a budget. So in this video, I, Arclight of RedWolf Airsoft, will be running you through our top 10 picks for gas pistols under $100 US. No matter how quickly I go through them, 10 pistols is a lot to get through, so I'm grouping them together to make it easier to review. This first band is between $80 and $100 US. To begin with, the most expensive pistol in our lineup, the WE Nighthawk 1911. It's a WE 1911 pattern gas blowback, which means it has a 15-round magazine, it can take green gas, and it's got full working parts, and it's an all-metal pistol. At a few bucks cheaper, my personal favorite, the WE Hi-Capa 5.1 Dragon. Hi-Capa magazines with 26-round capacity and green gas. It's all metal and reliable, just like other WE guns. The Dragon has a partial slide and a comp built in right onto the barrel. It's 300 FPS and accurate enough to hit people out to 10 meters, no problem. A few dollars cheaper still is the WE Hi-Capa 5.1 base model, both version 2 and version 3. The version 2 is a normal looking standard base model, and the version 3 has the compensator holes in the slide and different markings. Although not as fancy looking as the Dragon, the less number of parts means that it has less to go wrong. And it shoots exactly the same. That completes our $80 to $100 band, so now we move on to the $60 to $80 cheaper band. This one is the KWC SW40 CO2 blowback version. Its overall design is based on a pistol that's not too common in airsoft. It runs on CO2 capsules, which for some countries can be difficult, but for others it's a better choice than green gas. Running on CO2, with the heavy recoil spring to prove it, it clocks at about 400 FPS. This is the KWC National Match. It's plastic, but still has a decent weight, and it does have a full cycling action. It's not quite 1911 in shape, but it's the same pattern. And the magazine's a bit small, but it still gets the rough just across. It shoots at about 340 FPS, and it spits out a lot of gas as well. We now go even cheaper, between $50 and $60 US. First up in our even cheaper band is the KWC M92. Now it's an all-plastic pistol with a metal magazine, so its weight isn't too bad, but it feels a little fiddly. It shoots at a very usable and reasonable 300 FPS, the KWC M40 CO2 version. And it does not have a blowback slide, so it's not terribly realistic, but it runs on CO2. And with a fixed slide, that makes it very, very, very powerful. And it clocks BBs out at 420 FPS. Just in case this cheaper band of $50 to $60 US is still too much for you, we have our cheapest band yet at $40 to $50 US. This is the KWC Model 226. The KWC Model 226 is not that great. It's all plastic, it's a little bit flimsy, and a tiny bit on the fragile side compared to metal pistols. The hammer doesn't lock, the slide doesn't lock, and the whole thing feels kind of like a toy. But what it is the cheapest gas blowback gun we have. For less than 50 bucks and full blowback action. Cheapest on our top 10 list for beginners, this is the KJ Mark 1. Even as a fixed light weapon, the Mark 122 LR style pistol gives it that assassin look. Or on green gas, it's hitting about 400. So that sums up our RedWolf Airsoft top 10 pick beginner pistols. As you can see, cheap pistols, well, you get what you pay for, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be totally crap. Cheap pistols sometimes can be good too. So for all these pistols and much more, visit our website at www.redwolfairsoft.com.